What's going on there, guys? Welcome back to another video. Recently in the Lord of the Rings Online Discord, it was announced that the legendary servers within Lord of the Rings Online were going to be officially coming to a close in early 2027. Now, this is something that a lot of people have been met with mixed results, but I'm not going to really go into a lot of the major points within that. I'm just going to kind of focus on the bulk of what exactly a legendary server is. So if you're a new player and you might be in the Discord wondering what the heck is a legendary server, this video is a great way to explain it. So a legendary server is a VIP exclusive server that gives you unique rewards that you can earn while playing through the game as it goes at a different release schedule. What I mean by that is that each legendary server, when it's born, will start with just the base game, Shadows of Angmar. And then as time progresses, usually a couple of months, like 3 to 6 months, somewhere in there, depending on what the exact time frame for how SSG wants to handle it, they will start releasing the other expansions, thus increasing the level cap. So when a legendary server first comes in, the level cap will be level 50. And then as time goes on, it will progressively increase and increase and increase until it gets to where SSG is like, okay, we've got everything we want out of this server. We're good to close it. And usually these legendary servers come as a way for them to be able to kind of beta test a few things if they want to add some certain features within the legendary servers in order to, or not add into the legendary servers. These servers are used as a way to kind of beta test certain features and see if they want to add them into the main servers and see kind of what the reception would be around there. The most recent legendary server that came out was Angmar and Mordor, and they had to challenge the Veil of the Nine, which is where you had ring wraiths that could show up in your landscape, causing you a ton of difficulty, as well as adding some additional ways that the server could get together for some sort of landscape-style raid bosses. I give kind of a lot of similarity to the rifts out of the game Rift, which are kind of like the same thing, but were more mob-focused versus a giant boss. But I digress talking about Rift. As we talk about the legendary servers, they have some really cool, unique cosmetics that you can earn, titles that you can earn, banners, all of this kind of goodies that you get to earn. And then once the legendary servers close, you can then take your characters with those cosmetics, transfer them out to your main server, and then you will have the ability to use that character as another character on your main server if it's like Peregrine or Glamdring or one of those other servers. The legendary servers overall offer a really cool, different experience for the leveling process, and it's become honestly my favorite way to experience the game. I've been really trying to power through the legendary servers because I started super late, but it has obviously come at the cost of, holy crap, I need to get this done, I need to do this quickly. So I know I'm not going to be able to get all of the rewards for the legendary servers, but I still want to try and get as many rewards as possible. With that in mind, of these legendary servers, Angmar and Mordor coming to a close, there are now talks about a new set of legendary servers that are going to be coming out at the 20th anniversary of the game in April of 2027. This would be shortly after the previous legendary servers of Angmar and Mordor would be closing in March. Now, the main thing that I really want to see from the new legendary servers is even more expansions on the landscape area. What I mean by this is in Angmar and Mordor with the Wraiths, this really added a new, unique way to experience the leveling process. You could be playing and suddenly a ring wraith would show up and now you have to lock in and fight, even if you're not on any landscape difficulties. In fact, in the early days of Angmar and Mordor, the ring wraiths were so difficult that actually a lot of players were forced to group up to fight off the wraiths during their leveling process. It was something that truly added more and more adventure into that leveling process. It wasn't something that just allowed people to mindlessly side quest and really added to the danger within the world of Lord of the Rings Online. And that was something that I truly loved about the legendary servers, and I still love it as I continue to play on them. So with that in mind, I really want to see SSG expand upon this. I know that there were talks in Wolves of Mordor about the survival instinct system, where you could go and you could earn specific skills and things like that based around how you quest within certain areas and build relationships with the people around you. Specifically in Wolves of Mordor, this is going to be something that is delved deeply with the Werewolves of Mordor as we get into that new region. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about what that survival instinct system looks like. I have an entire other video that you can look at if you're interested, and that will be linked down in the description below, so that way you can go and you can see what the new legendary, or not legendary, survival instinct system will look like on the new expansion that will drop at the end of 2026. So with that in mind, I would love to see Wraiths come back. I think they added a great new system for the legendary servers. And I would also like to see those survival instinct systems get incorporated into the early parts of the game. I think it would be really cool if when you're like questing in the Shire and you're building your reputation up with the hobbits of the Shire, they can bestow their knowledge upon the woods around you. Because as we know, even the areas of the Shire were not free from the complete darkness of Sauron, and some of them probably had a little bit more knowledge about what was going on than others, such as the Bounders or the Tooks, the Brandybucks, and especially as you get around near Buckland, that was another great area that you could use for the survival instinct system to really kick in. Especially looking at Buckland, if you spend more time questing and helping the people in Buckland, maybe they can give you knowledge to help you in the Old Forest. Whether it be certain buffs that help you while you're in the Old Forest, or give you certain things that might make it, might allow you to bait certain enemies out that might have more unique drops, such as wraiths, whatever they end up using in those systems. I think that would just be a really cool way to really inspire people to focus on the landscape. When you're leveling in the other areas of Lord of the Rings Online, the most efficient way to do it is to just pop some EXP boosts and run some missions, and you can level up really quickly. But in the legendary servers, and by utilizing these unique rewards through these buffs, through the survival instinct system, I think it really would allow for players to build upon that landscape questing and encourage you to do more landscape questing because there's going to be more unique rewards that you can get off of that. Whether or not that's something that SSG is going to commit to, I can't say for sure. This is all just speculation and hopes and dreams based upon what I've experienced with the legendary servers, as well as what I have learned through the survival instinct systems that's coming out at the end of this next year. I love the legendary servers. I think they are super fun. I really plan on actually grinding out the legendary servers a lot more once the next one drops and really making that a huge priority because I think that they are some of the best ways to experience Lord of the Rings Online, especially if you're a veteran player who has been playing for, I don't know, 5+ years, even getting up to like 10, 15 years, and you really just want a fresh take on something while you're waiting for new content. The legendary servers are a great way to do that. And so I want to just provide my own particular insight as to what would help to make the legendary servers even better and make it so that way SSG can really expand upon them. So that's really it for this video. I just wanted to give my insights on the legendary servers based on my own experiences and based on the information that we know about the new expansion coming up at the end of the year. As always, I do want to give a huge shout out to all my Ko-Fi supporters. You guys are the ones that really help to make this channel possible. If you would like to support on Ko-Fi, you can do so through the link that is down in the description below. That is the best way to support the channel. And please, guys, do make sure that you like and subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to YouTube Partner. Seriously, any engagement with the video does help a lot, so I do really appreciate any and all engagement that happens. But with that, you are loved, you are valued, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we will see you right back here in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody.